Welcome back to Mackenzie Woodworking. We have a fun project today and a good chance to use up those scrap pieces of wood and do some stuff for a trade fair and some gifts. These are fruit bird feeders, and you can also put in a suet ball if you wanted to. It's fall here now. We have lots of fruit on the property, and I've noticed the birds in the trees eating the fruit. So here we go with a plank, and we've got a pair for size, and I'm cutting my blanks 8 inches by 8 inches out of 3/4 inch cedar, and I'll just go from corner to corner to find the square of the board, because we're going to have to cut an opening. So what we're making here is our apple, and there's my helper, and then we want to make a line to divide the board into squares, so that we can eventually put our stake through the center and hang our rope and stuff. So that's what you should end up with, is a drawn from all corners, and then a divisional mark on it as well. And then we'll just draw a 4-inch circle, and once we have the circle done, then I'm just going to go and draw a freehand sketch. And like I said, this is an apple. Whenever I do any freehand sketches, I only do one elevation, like a left or right elevation, and then with them you cut that out, and then you can just flip that over and do a mirror image, and then cut the product out, and then that will be your first template. So here we go, and we'll take this over to the scroll saw, and we'll cut out the inside. What I'll have to do is just drill a hole in the center to get my blade through. And I'm using a number 9 12-tooth blade for the scroll people out there that want to know what kind of blade that I'm using. And just make sure it's really, really tight. You want to be able to get a twang out of it. And we'll just cut the center out. For these bird feeders, I like to use cedar because they'll last a long time. I'm going to paint these for some color in the tree, and I'm doing this project with my granddaughter as well. So we want to make them colorful. She's over at the table right now picking out the paints for her. She's going to paint 2, and then I'm going to paint the others. So we have the inside cut out, and now we're just doing the left elevation of the apple. And once we get this cut out, and then we'll just lay it over, and like I said, do a mirror image in it, and then we'll cut this out and use this as our main template for the other ones. These projects sell really, really good at the market and at the Christmas fair. They're good for the birds all winter long. We have pears on the property and apples, so we'll be putting pears and apples in these. There I am, just laying it over, and I can just make a mark there, and that will be my prototype, which is my template for all the rest of them. And once I'm happy with the size, what I'll do is, whenever you're making anything like this, it's always good to put it on a 1/4 inch piece of hardboard and keep it for reference and for the next time you're going to make some more. So after I've done this, I've transferred it to a hardboard. So here I am, just completing the cut of the other elevation. And now you can see that we have a mirror image, and they're both sides are the same. And what I'll do is just take that over to the router table and put a radius edge on it to soften it up. And then I'll just go along and we'll copy the rest of them out. And you can see why I've divided the board into 4, so I can just lay out those lines on it. Reference lines. And just checking to make sure that the piece of fruit will go into it. And what I'm using here is so I've just cut 12-inch strands of the paracord and just put a knot on them, and then I'll be putting a hole through the top to run the paracord through. And you can see I've just cut some perches. My perches are 4 inches by 3/8 dowel, and I've cut out some leaves. And I've mounted my dowel on the bottom by just putting a screw through the bottom of it and screwing it on. And I'm using hot melt glue, and I'll mount my leaf on top. And you can see that I already have the hole drilled for the paracord to go through. And then I've drilled a hole from side to side. This was in our driveway yesterday while we're building these. He's hanging around the pear tree and apple tree, so I might have to put one of these down on the ground. So here they are completed, and you can see that I use a shish kebab skew. It runs through, and then that's what pierces the fruit inside of these. And there's one that's done like a pear, and we have our apple, our little perch, nice and bright. And these are quite popular with people. And there's the ones that my granddaughter decided to pick the paint out for, and we painted those up with, of course, with the polka dots. And nothing would be complete without a whimsical Christmas tree. So here they are hanging in the tree, and we're just waiting for the birds to come along. And all the fruit is off the tree now, so it's a good time to hang these up. And we're just waiting for the birds to come. Did you want to say goodbye again?
Goodbye! Turn it off!
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this. And please subscribe and stay tuned for other videos.